Second set, question number 6 to 10. So for the upcoming TS Olympics, employees of TS Private Limited were invited to register for a game of cricket. 15 employees applied for the same. Each of these employees was scored on 3 parameters: past performance, PP, health, H, and knowledge of the game, KG. Each employee got a score from 1 to 5 on each of these 3 parameters, where 1 is better ranked than 2, and so on. The final score of each applicant was a 3-digit number formed by their scores on the 3 parameters, PP, H, and KG in the given order. For example, if an applicant received scores of 1, 2, and 3 on PP, H, and KG respectively, then his final score would be 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 different digits that get appended to become a 3-digit number, right? Okay. The next one says, finally, all applicants were ranked according to their final scores, with applicants with a lower final score getting a better rank. A1, A2, A3, and A15 were the final 15 candidates in order of decreasing ranks, that is from best to worst. No 2 applicants had the same final score, so an important part. So whoever got the whatever number or sequence we are going to look into, any 3-digit number, they all are going to be unique. Next it says, further it is known that 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 applicant or applicants had scores of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 respectively for PP. So the sequence of writing down the 3 scores is P, H and KG. KG को K लिखते हैं, PP को P लिखते हैं. So it is given that 5 applicants had scores of 1 for PP. So there are going to be 5 3-digit numbers that start with 1, isn't it? Similarly, we will have 4 applicants had a score that starts with 2. So we will have 4 3-digit numbers that are in 200s. So that is the sequence. And it is given that the applicants were ranked according to their final scores, with applicants with a lower final score getting a better rank. So suppose one of these numbers is 143 and another number is, let's say, 131. So obviously 131 is a better person, his number will be written above 143 in this sequence. I mean 131 will have a better rank than 143. Then we have exactly 3 pairs of applicants at a difference of 56 and so on and so forth. So it's more like now further we need to figure out all these 15 applicants, what kind of number, 3-digit number that they governed, what 3-digit number scores they were given overall. Remember, the scores given are for each of the attributes is 1 digit from 1 to 5, but when they are appended or ek ke baad ek likha gaya 3-digit numbers, so it will look like a 3-digit number now. Okay, so if you draw a table like this with, say, rank A1 to A15, A1 being this guy who is at the smallest and A15 being the one who has the largest 3-digit number. So there are few things that we can understand from here is that A1 is going to be a 3-digit number, which is going to be smaller in magnitude as compared to A2, which will be further smaller in magnitude. No 2 ranks are going to be same because everybody got a unique combination, right? From the first statement, 5 applicants had a score of 1. So anybody who is in hundreds will be among the top or the smallest numbers. There are 4 applicants with 2. So we will have 4 numbers that are in 200s. 3 applicants with 3 numbers in 300s. 2 applicants with 4, so 2 numbers in 400s, and 1 applicant with 5, as in the last guy, his number is in 500s. And we are talking about PP, so since P is taken as the first, then health, and then knowledge, so P is the first number, and then comes H and K. So I will not put commas, I will simply treat them as 3-digit numbers. Second statement says exactly 3 pairs of applicants had a difference of 56 in their final scores. 56 in their final scores, but 6 is never a score given. Okay. And exactly 3 pairs of applicants had a difference of 44 in their final scores. Now, suppose P is going to be any number from 1 to 5. The smallest number that somebody can get is 1, 1. And the largest somebody can get is 5, 5. right? Because for each of the attributes, the smallest score given is 1, the largest is 5. Then we will have p plus 1 as in the next one, and then 1, 1 is going to be the next. And this will continue with next value of p, 5, 5. So this continues. I'm not saying that all the numbers between them are going to be present here, but as a so if I need a difference of 44, don't we think this will give us a difference of 44? P11 से P55 तक, right? As in, we need 3 pairs of numbers that will end in 1, 1 and 5, 5. And their P value should be same. So 1 का 1, 1 and 1 का 5, 5. इनका difference 44. 2 का 1, 1 and 2's 5, 5. 3's 1, 1 and 3, 5, 5. 4, 1, 1 and 4, 5, 5. So actually we get 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pairs. So we get 4 pairs actually, but we need only 3 pairs. So out of these 4 pairs, any 3 will work out, right? Okay. Exactly 3 pairs of applicants had a difference of 44 and 3 pairs of applicants had a difference of 56. अब 56 का difference अगर चाहिए, so 50 plus का difference चाहिए, that can only happen if we are looking at a number that starts in, let's say, 200s and the next number that starts in, let's say, 300s. So if you look at the difference between, let's say, 211 and 155, कितने से end होगा? Oh, this ends in 56. So we need 3 such pairs as well. So 155, 211, 255, 311, 355, 411. We can't have 455 and 511 क्योंकि फिर वो exceed कर जाएगा. We will have more than the number of people, right? More than number of pairs required. So this tells us कि यहाँ 1, 1 नहीं होगा. This can't be 5, 5. Now, the second statement, it makes sense. So it says 3 pairs of applicants had a difference of 56. So the difference is 56 here, the difference is 56 here, and the difference is 56 here. And 3 pairs has a difference of 44. So the difference is 44 here, the difference is 44, and the difference is 44. So second statement tells us a lot of information about these 7 guys. These 7 applicants. Okay, third, only 1 pair of applicants had their final scores as consecutive numbers. Pair of applicants, as in there are 2 people whose final scores are consecutive numbers. Now it can be 111, 112, or we can have 155, 154. So they can be anywhere. We don't know that. And then it says, for any other pair of 2 applicants, the final score differs by at least 10. 10 का तो कम से कम gap चाहिए. So only 1 pair consecutive, everyone else, so every other pair more than 10. Not more than 10, at least 10. So the third statement actually we cannot figure out anything right now. So let's untick it. Fourth, the difference between the final scores of A15 and A14. This is 12 times the difference between A14 and A13. So let's see. If I take this as 412, that's the next possibility. 411 got 412. So the difference is 1. So I need the difference to be 12. 12 times, right? Well, the thing is, the difference is 12. So this will be in 400s only. So we can't take that. After 411 and 412, we can try 413. Now the difference is 2. So this difference will be 24. 413 plus 24 will not be in 500s. So instead of doing this hit and trial, can we say that it is going to be at most 455? So this is going to be a minimum or maximum of 511 and 555. So इनके बीच का जो gap है, that is approximately 56 से लेके around 100 ka gap. Now this is in the table of 12, right? Or it's 12 times of some other gap. So this has to be a gap of at least 6, right? 12, sorry, 7, 4, 12 into 4 is 48. So at least 5. 12 into 5 is 60. It lies within the range. And a maximum gap of 12 into 8 is 96. As in, if I say that this is 411 ki jagah pe, if I take this as, let's say, 421. So the difference is 10. So the next difference will be 120. 12 times of that. So 120 ka change will take us to 541, which is an acceptable value. Okay. Next one is, if I take this to be 422, if it is 422, the change is that of 11. That means 11 to 12, that will be a change of 132. So this will result in 422 plus 132 is 554. If I take it to be 23, the change will be that of 12. 12 into 12 is 144. And 144 will take us more than 555. That means these are the only two possibilities where A14 can take 421 and 422 or 422, so that the gap is 10 or 11. And A15 will accordingly take 541 or 554, so that the gap is 120 and 132, which is 12 times. Okay, so the fourth one is done. Fifth now. A2, A7 and A11. So A2, A7 and A11, they are made up of the same 3 digits. Well, we see 1, 2 and 3. So that means they are made up of the same 3 digits. It can be 123 or 132. This could be 213 or 231. This could be 312 or 321. Similar is the case for A3, A4 and A14. A3, A4 and A14. Now A3 and A4, they have 1. So we need a 1 for A14. So 422 mein to nahi aayega. So this has to be 421. So we know the difference now. 421 and 541 are the values for this. Okay, so A14 is going to have 1, 2 and 4. So that means A3 and A4 will also have 1, 2 and 4. So I can have 124 here, and I can have 142, and I can have 124, and I can have 142. Now the thing is, A3 should be smaller than A4, and 124 or 142 use hona hi hai. See, if I take 122, no, then A3 will not be made up of the same digits as A4 and A14. A14 mein 1, 2, 4, 3 different digits hai. So A3 and A4 should also be made up of the same 3 digits. So the only possibility is if I take A3 as 124 and A4 as 142. 124 and A4 as 142. Now, if this is A3 is 124, A2 cannot be 132 because this is an increasing sequence. So it has to be 123. Next, let's go to the third statement. It says only one pair of applicants had their final scores as consecutive numbers. So we can see these are consecutive, right? For any other, the difference should be at least 10. So जैसे ही if I take this as at least 10, 211 के बाद minimum I can have is 221. 213 तो possible नहीं है. So this means this will end up in 231. Similarly, A10 is 311. So A11 should be at least a gap of 10. So A321 तो कम से कम चाहिए. 312 is not possible. So 321. And A8 should be at least a gap of 10. So 241. It can be even 242. It can be 245 that, because if I take more than 245, the next gap cannot be at least 10. So 241 to 245. So I'll write 41 to 45 here. This is the possibility for A8. So we can see that we have definite cases for all the 15 people except for A8. Now let's look at the questions and say what all things are being asked. Question number 6. The final scores of how many applicants can be uniquely determined? So we can see that except for A8, we can uniquely determine the scores of every other 14 applicants. So the answer is going to be option C. Question number 7. What is the maximum difference between any two final scores? So the minimum score is 111 and the maximum is 541. So the difference is going to be that of 430. So B is going to be the answer. Question number 8. What is the maximum possible final score of A8? So we can see the maximum possible final score of A8 is going to be 245. Question number 9. What is the sum of the final scores of all the applicants who got a score of 3 for PP? So we are talking about A10, A11 and A12, which is 311 plus 321 plus 355, which is going to give us 987. So 987 is the sum of the final scores. Question number 10. How many applicants got the same score for at least two parameters? Well, since we don't know the unique value for A8 score and the question is not asked maximum how many applicants. So depending upon A8 score, final score, don't you think we will have a particular answer? For example, A8 is 241, then I will check for digits 24, 21 or 41 or all three of them. If it is 243 or 244, I'll check for another case. So since we don't know the final score of A8, can we say we cannot determine? Because depending upon that, we will have a different scenario. Had question been maximum how many applicants got the same score, then we will assume A8 final score to be something that will help us maximize it. Since that word is missing in the question, the answer is cannot be determined.